Don't click the ads.
You're a voice actor. You're an entrepreneur. You're a VOPRENEUR. Welcome to the Everyday VOPRENEUR podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover.
Your voiceover demos are your #1 marketing tool, and you need to display them on your website in a way that works on any device or browser. VoiceSam is the player producers love. Plus, it offers tools that can improve your email signature, quickly create a one-page website, and much more. Sign up now at voicesam.com/MarkScott and get 3 months of the base player for the price of 1. That's voicesam.com/MarkScott for full details and to sign up.
The VOPRENEUR podcast. Hey, it doesn't suck.
Not as funny as Conan. Not as cute as Seth Meyers. Not as smart as Colbert. But he's one of us, and that counts for something. Here's Mark Scott, the original Everyday VOPRENEUR.
Hello and welcome to the Everyday VOPRENEUR podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover. I'm Mark Scott, the original Everyday VOPRENEUR, here with another summer series episode. These are short, quick hit episodes designed to give you one really solid piece of actionable practical advice that you can apply immediately to your voiceover business. Now, just before we get into this week's episode, I want to remind you that the Voiceover Marketing Playbook is coming September 7th through the 16th. I'm really excited about this. It's the final release of the year, but this is your marketing playbook. This is the course that is going to give you all of the foundation that you need in order to start successfully marketing your voiceover business, or if you're already doing some marketing, to really help you level up. It is a course that is designed to help you find your own leads, build your own client base, and become the consistently working voice actor that you want to be. September 7th through the 16th is when it is going to be available. Details at voiceovermarketingplaybook.com. So here is a rookie mistake that could cost you opportunities. Now, recently, I did an episode of the podcast on how to handle negative responses to marketing emails, and the point that I made in that podcast was, 9 out of 10 times when you get a negative response to a marketing email, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the fact that you just hit the wrong person on the wrong day. And if you apologize, usually everything is okay. But there is one thing that you can do that can really upset the person that you're marketing to. And sometimes a simple apology isn't going to get you out of that mess. And what it is clicking on an ad in order to send a marketing email. So if you go into Google and you would do a search for explainer video production, for example, generally speaking, the first 4, 5, sometimes 6 returns that are going to be there on page 1, they're all going to be ads. Lately, it seems like everything that is above the fold when you do a Google search is actually a paid placement or a Google ad. What you do not want to do is click on any of those and then ultimately send a marketing email. Because odds are, if the client is tracking their ad performance, they're going to be able to figure out from the analytics, at 10:06, somebody clicked on my Google ad, and at 10:08, all of a sudden, I got an email on one of the forums, and they're going to be able to put the pieces together very quickly to figure out that you clicked on an ad in order to send them a marketing message. What does that translate to? You just made them pay to be marketed to. Now, if you're going to upset a lead, that's probably one of the most effective ways to do it. And I have seen voice actors do this. I have heard the horror stories of what has happened. This confession time is a lesson I learned the hard way. Wasn't even thinking about it when I clicked it originally, but I did get called out by the lead. And I did have to humble myself quite extensively and apologize rather profusely just to get them to let the issue go. Forget the opportunity to ever have a chance to work with them. So be smart about what you are clicking. And that doesn't just count for Google, because there are sponsored and promoted posts on every platform now. So you will find promoted posts on LinkedIn. You're going to find sponsored posts on Instagram. You're going to see them all the time in your Twitter feed. And usually they are differentiated relatively clearly if you're paying attention. You'll see that they have the word sponsored, or you'll see that they have the word promoted. Whatever you do, don't click on those in order to get to the person's website. When you are in Google, you'll be able to see if Explainer Video Production Company A comes up as the #1 return in your Google search, and you can see that it's an ad. You should be able to see what the URL is to their website. Go into your browser, type the URL in manually to click over to their website. If you can't see what the URL is, just do a Google search for their name specifically. Now, even when you do a search for their name specifically, the #1 return might still be their ad, but below that, you're going to see a non-paid placement that is in the search results. So you want to make sure you're clicking on that one. If you see somebody's Instagram profile pop up in your news feed and that's somebody that you think you'd like to reach out to, don't click on the ad. Manually search for their Instagram profile so that you can head over to their profile that way, and then you can send them a direct message or follow them or whatever you want to do. But whatever you do, make sure that you are not clicking on ads to send marketing messages, because if the lead finds out, and they probably will, that is likely going to be the end of your chance of working with them. Be careful about what you're clicking. Pay attention. Watch for the word ad. Watch for the word sponsored. Watch for the word promoted. If you see anything like this, you know that they've paid for that placement, and you should not be clicking it to send marketing messages. Thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for hanging out. Want more VOpreneur goodness? Jump online at VOpreneur.com.